Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys for coming back. Happy So last week I accidentally, I'm stupid for this, I really am, but I accidentally deleted the wrong footage because then I thought I was deleting last week's extra footage that came from last week's video, but I actually deleted the Friday video instead. But today I wanted to talk about everything that I basically talked about in that last video that was supposed to be uploaded on Friday. And it was basically just about billboards. A lot of people kind of had questions after my last video went up. I was getting a lot of Snapchat messages and Instagram messages, and I'm kind of just gonna go over basically everything, and I'm gonna generalize everything. I'm not gonna go into specifics because a lot of people were asking about the performers that was there, the celebrities that were there, and it's like, it was too much personal questions like that I just don't feel like answering those because it's not really beneficial because it happened already. So when we got to the area, there was two lines. There was a short there was two lines, not that short, but it was a good amount of people, maybe like 70 people in one line, which was the shorter line, and then beyond 70 people in the longer line. And that shorter line was people that was there for dress rehearsals or something like that. Like, I still don't know to this day what it really was. But then there were those people, and then the rest of the line was everybody just generalized into one. So there's, as far as I know, there's 3 different kind of categories that you can be in if you go and you help this agency out. And it's basically, you can be special audience, you can be seat fillers, or you can be in the pit. I personally was in the pit. We got into the longer line and we were just chilling basically, and then me and Angelica ended up going to the bathroom because her friend Nadine was actually just flew in from California and she was getting ready in the bathroom. And then by the time we all came out, the line was like gone. Both lines were gone. And then a few of our friends that were like still over there, they were like, oh, they're moving the line. And since we're all a part of Angelica's group, she's the leader of our group, we were just following her because then she knows the guy that's like in charge. Like, she doesn't just email this dude, but like they're friends. Basically, it wasn't really they're moving the line. It was more of like they're kicking us out. Like, literally, MGM Grand Garden Arena security was like kicking us out. And it was so funny because of how dramatic they were, because it wasn't as big of a deal as they were making it out to be. The only reason I'm saying that is because I too also work at a venue, an events venue here in Las Vegas as well, and it really wasn't that serious at all. Basically, the security, the MGM Grand Garden security did not like the fact that we were lined up, and they were saying that we were blocking shops, but everybody who lives in Vegas that has gone to a show, a concert, a performance, whatever you want to call it, knows that you cannot block the entrance to any stores there. So it's like, if the entrance is right here, the line, one part of the line will stop right here and it'll begin right here and go on. Like, everybody in Vegas knows that. And a lot of people in Vegas also know that you cannot sit on the floor waiting at these venues, because then the security will come around and tell everybody that you need to stand up, and most of us know that. So the people that were sitting down that was in that line were not from Vegas. They came in from California. Basically, we ended up getting kicked out. The whole line, everybody that was in the line basically got kicked out, and we were right in the back of the MGM. We were right in the back of MGM, right across from the entrance to Topgolf. So I did take a video of that, and when they basically kicked us out, I want to say the supervisor that was in charge was telling all the employees that if anybody tries to go back up the escalators or go back up the stairs, to arrest them immediately and get them off the property. Now, I personally heard that with my own ears. Like, I promise, like, I'm not exaggerating that at all, just because I hate when people exaggerate things that actually didn't happen. But I really did hear that. And I was just like, whatever, because then everybody in my group was like just walking out, and I'm just like, I felt like we were getting kicked out, and I'm just like, this is unfair. So then I was like waiting by the doors, and then a few other people were waiting by the doors too. And then that's when I heard the guy say that. And then I was like, really? And then he started walking up to us and he was like, go, get out, get out, get out, get out. And I'm just like, okay. So then I just like walked away. I didn't say anything. because I'm not one of those people that's going to start a bigger issue than really needs to be. So then I just walked out and got back in line with the rest of our group, and we were out there for a few minutes. A few of the people that is actually working in the agency that gets all these volunteers, the seat fillers, special audience and stuff like that, they came out and they walked us back in to a ballroom. And once everybody sat down, we basically got scolded. They went through this whole process while we were sitting in the ballroom waiting. Like, we were literally there from like 11 in the morning until around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And by the way, that's so late. We should have been in there way before 4 o'clock, before the doors actually opened for billboards to even start. We should have been in there way earlier, but because of the process that they went through, took way too long. So what they ended up doing was taking everybody's IDs, and I'm already reluctant on that because I'm like kind of scared of getting my ID taken, because I don't know, that's just me. But they ended up taking everybody's ID, and what they did was such a long process, because I'm trying to cover up my last name. All they wanted our IDs for was to print our first and last name and then the position that we are. On the day of billboards, they were doing this, which made no sense to me because they've had that list for such a long time that it did not make sense as to why they were printing it on the day of. And I guess you can kind of say it's because, you know, if people don't show up, they don't want to print it for no reason. But it's like a few people that wouldn't have showed up. It's not like all 300 people that was on the list that I was included in wouldn't have showed up. And so because they were doing that, it took so much more time, and it was just ridiculous. Because then at the same time, there was also like, basically, if you sat at the back of the room, you were going to be one of the last people to ever get your wristbands, like in general. And when they brought us all into the ballroom, we were actually sat in the back. And it was annoying as fuck. The people that they had reading out everybody's names and giving back IDs were not saying the names. Okay, now you have about 100 to 200 people in one room. You have to speak up. Like, you really can't act like you're talking to just the 10, 20 people that's in front of you. Like, you have to announce that it's their voice, like their names that's being called, because you have their ID and their wristband. Like, you have to announce it. So then after about hours of like just sitting there waiting in that ballroom, we finally got our wristbands and we were finally put in our lines for pit. And for those who don't know what pit is basically the crowd that is right in front of the stage. And so when we got in line, a few people that was actually in our group did not even get wristbands at all, so they were just like asked out, which sucked. It really sucked, because then literally like I want to say like 4 people in our group didn't get in at all, and then 1 person in our group didn't even get into the pit with us. So it was just like, it sucked. Another thing that these people like were horrible at this year was communication. They did not communicate with each other at all. So, of course, when you don't communicate with people during this sort of event, shit's gonna happen and shit's gonna get ruined and it's gonna be stressful. When one of those people, the actual bosses of the actual agency, came over, they were like, oh, aren't you guys supposed to be down there? You guys are in pit. And it's like, yeah, but they told us to wait here. And then they were like, okay, Angelica's group and only anybody in Angelica's group go down right now. And then it was just like fucking race across the world type of shit, because it's like, you want to be included and you don't want to get left behind. So I'm over here fucking making sure that I can touch Angelica's shoulder. Like, I'm over here like, you're not too far away. Okay, I'm gonna be in, because if I'm not in, I'm fucking leaving, and that is the end of this. Like, I honestly would have been pissed. We got downstairs and it's fucked up, because then at least 70 people were in line supposedly for pit. And it's like, we're put at the back. It's like, are you kidding me? And so when the lady that came over to us originally said, where's Angelica's group? We were all like, we rose our hand. She was like, she told Angelica, I'll give you 20 people that you can take in right now. And so Angelica went in, and I was like following right behind her, because I'm like, bitch, I'm not getting left behind. Like, not at all. And so we get in there, and then we get into the pit, and I'm thinking, okay, finally, I can just relax right now because I made it to pit. A few other employees, they kept bringing their people and putting them in pit with us, causing us to be over capacity. And for anybody that like works, like any common sense person knows that when you're over capacity in something like this, it's dangerous, because if something happens, it's gonna be even worse because you're over capacity. This much people shouldn't have been here, and maybe it could have been smooth, but no. So, oh, we were so over capacity that this guy came over and he was telling us the rules. He was like, okay, no bags across your body or on your shoulders. So all your bags have to be placed on the floor. Now that is one reason why I said in my last video that I was not going to put my phone in my bag, because of that specifically. Like, I refuse to do that. And so when he said that, I was like, It came to a point where he was like, after, I want to say it was Madonna and Maluma's performance, he was like, we're gonna cut people from the pit. Bitch, I'm over here scared. I was scared. I was like anxious all day because I'm like, am I gonna make it into pit? Like, am I really gonna make it into pit this year, or do I have to be a seat filler? Because I'm like, I won't. And so, so annoying. And so after I heard those words, I was like, I made it this far to just be told that we're going to cut some people after Madonna and Maluma's performance. And because I was more towards the back, I was more scared, because obviously they're going to pick the people from the back first before they go to the people in the front. So my tall ass is over here trying to fucking sneak in so that way I'm more in, so that way they take people out. Oh my god, it was like frustrating, just because I'm like scared that I'm going to get cut, because I'm like, yo, like, no. A few minutes before, the guy that told us the rules was like saying, no videos, but you can take pictures. So I was like, okay, cool. So then I was doing that. I was like, not during the show. I wasn't taking pictures during the show. This is before the show. I'm not one of those stupid people that do that. But then at the first commercial break, he came back over and said absolutely no phones whatsoever. And everybody was like, what? And then he was saying that production had said that they see too much phones on the screens that they're broadcasting, so you don't want to see any more phones. So then I was like, okay, whatever, that's fine. It'll actually be good for me, because then since I'm surrounded by short people, they like to put their phones above their head, so that would like be in my face. So it was cool for me, and I'm not trying to see a performance through a phone. I'd much rather see it right in front of me. Keep in mind that he said that at the first commercial break. So BTS won top duo/group award. So the girls that were in front of me were right in front of the small stage that connected to the main stage. So those girls that were in front of me when BTS was announced, they are stupid, because they actually took their phones out. Let's say that this is my phone. Well, they were holding it like this. They were holding it long ways. So when BTS was announced, they're right in front of the small stage, so they're in camera's view. So when BTS was announced, they literally stuck their arms out, and they were like just recording them walking up. And literally, as soon as BTS was announced and they started recording, the guy that told us the rules and told us that there are no more phones allowed, literally 3 seconds later, like, I'm not exaggerating, 3 seconds later, because I seen their phone and I got scared for them, and for myself, because then he came over and he was like, you guys are out. So what he did was he took 2 out. There was 3 girls in, you know, in all. So he took 2 girls out and cut their wristbands, so that way, you know, since our names are on them, so cut their wristbands, and they are now blacklisted from any event with this agency. And the other girl that was there that did the same thing, she fucking ducked. I'm sorry, excuse my language, but she ducked, so that way she was not seen, because there was so much people around. And then literally, she thought she was in the clear, so when she popped back up, he was like, if you do that again during the show, you're out too. Don't test me. So I was like, low-key, meanwhile, while I'm over here like, yes, ass bitch. Oh God, when that happened, I was like dying. I was like laughing because I'm like, he literally just told us they announced the award. They got awarded, you know, and then you start recording and you're in literally broadcasting cameras view. So that shit was funny. The awards go on and it's an amazing, you know, award ceremony, and performances were all amazing. I got to shake hands with Khalid. Fuck it, I was excited about that because I'm like, oh my God, it's Khalid. But yeah, I shook hands with Khalid. High-fived with Paula Abdul. She's fucking beautiful in real life still. Like, I know she's only like 56 or so, but she really looks good for her age, because you know how some people, they don't age gracefully? She did. And even Madonna is beautiful. Tori Kelly is amazing live. Now, the thing about these performances, that when they were right in front of the stage that I was standing at, which is, if you're looking at the main stage, then I was on the left side. Oh, Patrick Starr was there. He was absolutely, his outfit was amazing. Everybody's favorite sister was there, which I was shocked. I was just like, oh, okay. And then it was so funny because the homie was like, I get to see James Charles and I don't have to pay $500 for it. Yeah, I'm not for sure if I'm going next year, but it depends on who's going to be performing. Everybody's performance was absolutely amazing. Even Mariah Carey, she won the Icon Award. I want to say that was about it though. I mean, after the awards, we ended up just walking over to Buffalo Wild Wings right on the strip at Miracle Mile, and we ate over there, and then everybody just like left. So I want to say that that's it, really. I would go next year, but I have to see who's performing. Yeah, because for me personally, it was a lot of stress. Also, the next event that I'm going to, thankfully, not sponsored, but I will be going to iHeart Village this year, and not for sure about the main show, but we'll see about that. But I am going to iHeart Village this year. If anybody comes to Las Vegas the weekend of iHeart, also the weekend of Life is Beautiful, and I guess you see me, hey, what's up? I will be there. Me and Angelica are going, and I'm excited for that one. Yeah, and I think that's basically it. So I will see you guys on Friday, and what we're going to be talking about is makeup. So I guess be prepared for that if you really want to watch it. If not, totally cool with me. I understand. I don't do content that everybody's into. So yeah, I will see you guys on Friday. Peace.